are live. Well, hello everybody. Meet Dolly. This is Dolly Doll. There she is. Proud parent. She's sitting next to a lobster. Lobster season's coming to an end. This lobster's bigger than her. Look at these pics that I'm going to do. Look at that thing, Dolly. What is that? What is that? That's what we're going to be famous for. Bulldogs and lobster. Oh my goodness. I'm excited. I'm excited for this adventure. So yesterday I wasn't live. Let me see if I can see comments. Hang on. Let's make sure everything's live. Hello all. Let's go over here. Oh, Bill's there. Yeah, Matt. Look at this thing. Hang on. Hello. Oh. Oh. Compliments to the brewery. Dolly got her first bath today. Dolly's got her nails cut. I cut one too short and it bled. I'm an expert at it. I just put that powder on it and it went fine. Just give me now. Don't you worry, Dolly has her own station. Come check it out. Bill's already subscribed. It's called Dolly's Doll World. It needs to be changed. There's apostrophe in there. I don't know why. I'm just stupid. My wife's going to take care of it. We have it. We're lack of sleep. Every hour and a half, I put her outside to go potty. I got my other daughter not being the baby anymore, freaking out, figuring herself out in the pack. Everything has changed in this pack. Dolly World. Dolly World was taken by Dolly Parton. So it's Dolly Doll World. Declan Ryland and Justin named Dolly Doll. So Dolly comes from doll, which came from my mother-in-law. She called everybody doll. So we have a lobster that let's just not forget there's a huge lobster in front of me for Lobster Eve. So this came from my buddy. I told him if he wanted me to taxidermy, I don't know the laws, but I want to make sure I have everything done before the season's over. Deckhand Dolly. That's a better name. You know what? God damn it, Matt. Cheers, brother. I'd open a beer. Let me, how can I do this? I need to put her in a crate to learn how, so she knows, because she's going to go everywhere with me. I discussed it with my wife. After she gets her parvo shots, she will be traveling with me everywhere. She is my show dog for 2 years. I've already talked to the guys on the dive boats. Yes, you won a shirt. No, you didn't win a shirt. Support me, you shithead. They're only... Oh, wait, we're not cussing. Sorry. Everything in Dolly, in Deckhand Dolly's world, I love Deckhand Dolly, DD. Oh my God, you're a brilliant man. I should give you a shirt, but I can't. I'm poor. I got a dog. I got college tuition I got to pay for. And this one's going to... Oh, yeah. Give me kisses. Give me kisses. Oh, my goodness. That's the best name out there. That's a new page. I can change the page. I screwed up like Dolly's World. I wanted Dolly's World, and then I started doing it, and then everything was coming back, and I'm going to get copyrighted. I don't want to be copyrighted. I want it to be original, and Deckhand Dolly is spot on. Oh my goodness. You want to say hi to the world? She's been playing. I got videos up the kazoo of her playing with her new brother and sister. She's fitting in. She's taking them on. She's barking at them. They're treating her exactly how they should in the pack. She rode home on my lap and my wife's lap. Yesterday, I got up. I went and did my accounts. And then I left here at 5 o'clock. So I got up like at 3:30, did my accounts, got back home, took my other kids out for a walk and potty, had my mom come over halfway through the day, take them out, let them have fun. And I drove down to Long Beach. My wife flew down earlier. She's going to be down there until Wednesday, but where she was staying had cats, and her face got all swollen from, she's allergic to cats. So she called me up the first night and says, can we do this? I said, I don't know. Let me call my buddy Justin. I said, Justin, I know puppy pickup isn't until the weekend, but can I make this happen? He said, absolutely. So yesterday I drove from 5 o'clock and I got home at 7 o'clock. She does like In-N-Out fries. I know we're not supposed to give her fries, but we did anyway. I won't forget that name. That name is stuck. That name is stuck there, Matt. And you'll get to meet her. She's going to be on Justin's boat next year for lobster season. She's going to be acclimated to car rides. She's going to be acclimated to my boat. She's going to be acclimated to dive boats. I'm sponsored by the Peace, so I'm going to be doing day trips with them over to Anacapa. If you guys are divers and you want to go, I'll let you know the dates I'm on there. The lobster trips next year. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Thank you for coming over this way. I can't move anything right now, so my wife will come get her, and then I'll show you this lobster and talk about what I'm going to do to this lobster. This lobster was caught in October on the Peace. My buddy did exactly what I told him to do. I told him to put it in the freezer and freeze it. And he called me up 2 days ago and says, hey, I want you to taxiderm my lobster. And I said, well, I got to do it during lobster season, or I don't. I don't know. I don't know where I'm at with the wardens in my area. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dave. Yes, it's like having a brand new kid, though. We forgot about puppy stage. Every hour and a half I get up. So I drove like 15 hours yesterday, and I made it happen, brought it home. I didn't go live last night because, for the simple fact that I had to fit her in. I am the alpha in this wolf pack of 5. And Penelope, the one that was the baby, is pouting, sure. But now, she's a big sister and she loves it. So, like your monkey. Yes, Dave, like your monkey. So, yeah, this is a blessing come true. I've already talked to the staff on the dive boats, or the owner of the dive boats, and she will be allowed on trips that I'm on. She'll be on my dive boat, but I have to first get her through the parvo shots, and then we're kennel training her. She'll only like it for about 2 years, and then she goes in and lays down with the rest of these lazy teenagers that I have. And she's already taking on Oliver and Penelope. It's crazy. So today was you want to show them? Show them the lobster. Let's see. This is what you're gonna get next year. Right there. That's a thumbnail. Right there. Let's move the beer. Yeah, what is that thing? What is that thing? What do you think that is? It's bigger than you. That's for sure. Yep. I'm going to be a show dad. And this is my show dog for 2 years. This is Dolly. I'm going to put her inside real quick. Go see mommy. Go on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Love! Good girl. Love, she's coming in there. Okay, let's get to business. That is going to be my G-rated show. So, Dolly, Deckhand Dolly, according to Matt, Fishing Matt Ryan, what a great name, Deckhand Dolly. It was going to be Dolly Doll's World. I like Deckhand Dolly. It is worth a free T-shirt, but I'm not giving you one. I'm poor. If it works out with Dolly's World, sure. I will have. If this works out, I'll still have another website. It's all going to be G-rated. No comments on that. I already have the websites, not the website. I already have the page set up. I'm going to change the name from Dolly Dolls World to Deckhand Dolly. God, because she's going to be on the boat with the deckhands. Man, I'm fired up. Man, it's like a light bulb just went off when you said that. So tonight I will be. Look at you. Hang on. Hey, don't ban this guy. Who gives an AF? Let me ask you something. X from the M18, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. Cool name. You come in a room and you're watching and you write in a comment like that. Hey, who's ever in blue, do not ban this guy. I'm curious. Now I'm curious. Don't put him in timeout. No, he's got a right to talk as long as he can control himself. What would you like this show to be about there, X? Let's call you X. This is something you don't see every day. This is a 12-pound lobster. Or maybe it's not. Let me tell you what poundage it is so we all get it. I don't want any lies. Now it's missing a leg. I'm going to replace the leg. This one has been torn off. This is not a normal size. It's skinnier. This one right here has been torn off. The antenna's broke. I have all the pieces so I can put it back together. This antenna was already broken and growing back. This guy saw some action before I got to it. Or before my buddy got to it. This isn't even mine. So let's put his leg on there. Are you kidding me? Here we go. Let's see. Is this more like your style there, X? Or did you just come in here and say something and leave? So this was 11 pounds. It won the boat, biggest one on the boat. This one is 10 pounds right now, 7 ounces. 10 pounds, 7 ounces. I don't know if it goes up. Let's throw this on there. Every little bit counts. This was 11. I had it documented. I have the whole video of it. We went down and we took our buddy's ashes. Our buddy died last year. As a matter of fact, I will give him a gaping ass. Well, I'm trying to keep my... Let me just take a drink. Jesus. Actually threw off my game. I had it. I was on a riff, but... You want to talk, X, or you just want to mouth off and then run out of here like a little girl? Done deal. Hasta la Vega. Okay, back to this. Tonight, my buddy Justin will be going live on Your Saltwater Guide. How did I find one of those? Are they that big in common? These ones are big. Are common if you know what you're looking for. When you're hoop netting, it's anybody's game what crawls in that thing. The guys that do it right seem to get bigger ones. I think it's all about the fresh bait. I don't know. I'm not a hoop netter, but I caught my first two. And I made a video today and it has over 10,000 views for me. X for me, 10,000 views is pretty big if you're still watching. And I got paid on it, X. I don't know about you, X. So, seeing how X is not talking anymore, and he must moved on. Keyboard warrior, as usual. Woo! So, these ones are common for me. I have over 50 of them that are over... I have over 50 of them over 10 pounds. This one was over 11 pounds. Right now, it currently is 10 pounds, 6 ounces. This leg right here is not as big as this leg right here. So it's lost this leg in a battle before. This is about a month's growth because I've gotten one and taxidermed for my buddy Jeff, and the leg was half this, and it's one we threw back 2 weeks earlier. We took it up to the boat, we took pictures, we did exactly what your saltwater guy Dave Hansen said don't do. We threw it back. It wasn't one I threw back. I keep them. I used to throw them back into the MPA, but that's illegal. Or hang on. I would like to go back and rephrase that. Allegedly, I used to go back and throw the big ones back into an MPA in the middle, so nobody like me can harass it and it can live out the rest of its life. You know what's wrong with that theory is? If there's no food in the MPA, it will walk out to eat. So you can make as many MPAs as you want. I'm still gonna figure out how to get them. I don't go into MPAs. I have a GoPro on my head. I'm the only guy that has been underwater with a videotape with the game wardens coming down, the free divers, the gods. One guy I even tapped on his shoulder because I knew he was watching me and he was looking under a reef, and I tapped him and said hi, and he goes hi, and then took off. And I'm not taking on the wardens. Those guys are gods. You know who I don't like? Is their bosses. Their bosses want to take away every fish, shut down everything. They have no money. They have no science. They're not acting on any rules at all. That's just facts. I'm going to go to the meeting next time. I'm going to control myself. I know I'm 54 and I know I can do this. I know I can go there and not just yell at them like I yell at them behind the computer. I'm not going to apologize to them because they're despicable. They are what is wrong with America. And I'm talking about you. Not you, Melissa. Hang on, I got my notes. Eric. Because when I first heard about this from Dave, your saltwater guide, and his show, and they were taking away another fish, a fish that Dave would say, you guys gotta understand, if they take away this fish, it kills the industry. I'm like, okay. I'll just move. I don't eat this fish. But then I started thinking, they took away abalone. They took it away. All the guys that trained me to go get these big ones. So, sorry, Steven. All the guys that trained me to go get these ones, and where I learned, and the captains on the dive boats, they're my good friends. And they took a maniac like me and channeled my energy into this. This is not mine. This is my buddy Jeff's. I have his Go ID, a picture of his Go ID, and a picture of him pointing at his card on the day that he got this. He got 7. This was one of them. He won the biggest lobster on the boat. He took me down. I used to win, I think I had a streak of 5 years of the biggest lobster. And then when they made 2 different divisions, I had my daughter on board, you know, the one that doesn't talk to me anymore, and I'm a narcissist. I had her on board. I didn't grab the lobster for her, but she got the biggest one for the newest person. Did we cheat? No. I'm that good. I'm that talented in the water. With a tank. Next season, I'm going to be a triple threat. I'm going to do hoop netting. I will be on Justin's boat with my puppy dog. I'll also be on Friends. Probably from your saltwater guide people. They all have boats. So I don't have to bring my boat down there. So we'll hoop net with my puppy if they're dog friendly on their boat. You're the best. I know. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. I love being a narcissist. It's a joke at this point. I'm the same dad as I am to these bulldogs as I was to my children. I just had children with the wrong woman. She couldn't handle it. I left her. Let's get it straight. I'm not even going to go down that route. This isn't about you, Emily. This isn't about you, Weston. It kind of is. Weston, you missed out. You fish. I am with the best fishermen out there right now. So you can sit there and watch your dad on live shows and think I'm crazy. I got to go to the PCS show. They gave me this hat. Said just take it off the rack. I think they did that to everybody though. But in my brain I was special. I also won $550 from Promar for doing Promar 24. He drew me out of a hat. You guys don't want to play the game. I play it every day. There's still one more drawing. Get yourself a Promar 24 net. Take a picture of you in it on Instagram. Tag it. I'm going for back-to-back. Back-to-back. wins. The first 500 I gave to a vet that I saw on Justin's boat earlier. He's going to be on your saltwater guide tonight. And I watched him, and the first night was a Friday night. He was there with his kids, and I'm like, what is going on? Why am I listening to a little kid? I wasn't annoyed. I was just like, this is amazing. I thought it was, I didn't know his wife and other kids were inside. Justin has a nice boat. They can be out of the weather. They can be on their tablets. That dad can, if a family of 5 can go home with, what's 7 times 5? 35? Is that right? Hang on, Jesus, here's my math. I think it's 35. If it's not 35, I don't know. You can go home with 35 bucks. I'm just going to say that. Because 3 is 21. 4 is 28. Yeah, 35. I got it. And he was out there with I thought he was a single dad. And I'm like, my God, this is great. I did this with my kids. I grew up with guys that take their kids on the dive boat before they can even dive. And I've watched them grow up from little kids. We all took care of them. When we were in the water, the staff would take care of them. They would help cook, cut up the salad stuff. Just a good time. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. I feel like a pretty good dad today, you know? I got up all night. I drove 15, 16 hours. Got to eat In-N-Out Burger. That's a rarity. And I got to be on Dave's show yesterday, just briefly. I'm like, Justin, I got to get out of here. But you go to Justin's house, and it's a museum of coolness. And my wife was walking around looking at it. She's got a trophy room with all these, I don't want to disrespect them, deer heads, but, you know, antelope and whatever. Taxidermy. It's like my buddy Trent's house. There's just guys that are dominant like that. The guy that named me Sea Wolf is Land Wolf, and good friend of mine. And he's going to meet Dolly, and for some reason I'm allowed to bring Dolly on the dive boats that I'm on, or I won't go. Compliments the brewery. Now, you can't just step on the boat and let your dog poop everywhere. This dog has to be trained. It has to have manners. It can't jump on people. It also knows how to get out of the way. When these things come on board and we're the best, and we have 10 of these on one dive come up from 10 different people, and everybody's trying to be number one, so we're weighing them all. You don't want to drop them. If you drop them, you're going to kill them. If you're going to throw them back and you dropped it, you heard it on Dave's show. I didn't know the bluefin, or what is that? That sailfish? The marlin. I've been to Cabo. I've done the $1,500 day where you stop and get bait, pay an absurd amount for bait, and then you go out there and you catch Dorado, and we caught a sailfish, or a marlin, I apologize. And then you come back in, and those big sea lions jump up on the back of the boat and eat the rest of your bait that you paid $15 a bait for, or whatever you paid. I don't know. It was fun. And then you have it taxidermied, and they send it back to your house, and you don't even know what happened. That fish we let go, but I don't think we should have let it go because I don't think we handled it right. I heard today that they're just sand darts after you let them go. If you don't do it, if they hit the side of the boat, they're dead. I learned something today. Now, I'm not a fisherman. My buddy is, Mark. He's going to come down and use Justin's boat next year because he's a fisherman. I met him through the diving community, but he loves to fish. And he goes on 15 trips a year on the shotgun and all those. He's a guy that doesn't call out fish on. He goes, biter. I'm like, biter? It's a biter. He knows when his line's being bit. I couldn't even get that stupid fish, the bait fish, to go away from the boat. I didn't know how to grab the right one. He finally took me aside and said, look at the bait fish. I'm like, what are you talking about? Just grab a fucking, I'm sorry, no cussing. Just grab a fish. He goes, no. You find the most dominant fish in the bait well. What? Yeah. And then when you cast it, you kind of cast it out, but don't spool out my line. You paid like $900 to have the line that I got all ratted up. He was a little angry at that. Anyway, I digress. Throws it. The fish would always swim away from the boat. The ones that come back to the boat are hiding against the boat. Not a good fish. Take that off. I'm like, what do you mean take it off? Take it off, throw it, get another one. Find a better one. Lo and behold, I did that enough. He was right. Now, I learned before I even heard Dave's show. But today on Dave's show, I learned that the one we caught in Cabo, and my buddy didn't even know this, they asked us if we wanted it, and we said no, we want to let it go. And it was beautiful. It was all blue. And then the boat captain and the guy said, okay, but this would feed a whole bunch of people down here. I said, oh, let's kill it. So we brought it on board. After it hit the side, it was going to die anyway. They must have known that. And whack! As soon as you hit it, that beautiful blue, bright blue, just turns, it's dead. Life took course. 100% sustainability, it fed everybody. I'm so stupid, I would have brought home the bill. I'm taking one next time. I would have also taken the leather. I don't know how to do that down in Cabo. I don't think they have that service, but I want the skin. Now, the fish I would like. You can carry 50 pounds on while you're flying in your bag. But I vacuum seal. When I go to Alaska, that's all I bring back is parts. There's the parts from a 200-pound halibut. I don't know anybody else that has this. Which leads me to my next thing. I've teamed up with my buddy. He's a captain. He's going to make custom spear guns. Captain, if you know me and you've been on those trips, he's also seen me and my daughter's relationship. He has 2 young kids. He's starting out in life. I met him as a captain. I stuck up for him because he was taking over a legendary captain, Captain Graham, on the dive boats. And everybody was, who's this young guy? And he doesn't know how to put us on spots. And there's no way he's going to be as good as Tommy from, that's who they all love, Tommy. This guy Tommy, he's a prince of, I'm not even going to call him because he doesn't like to hear it. He's a prince of Catalina. So whoever was on Dave's show today, that guy, he grew up with this Tommy guy. Now, Tommy doesn't do the dive boats anymore. Tommy has a family. So now what Tommy does is he goes from, and I don't know if he still does this, but when I was in Catalina and Avalon, we walked over, we got on his boat, he brings everything over to the island. If there's a dead body, he takes it back, and he grew up there, so he knows everybody on the island. That's how they get bodies off the island on his boat. But he also brings groceries, he brings fuel, he brings whatever they request. And he was the best captain to my boys. This is my favorite captain, Captain Ian. And no disrespect to PJ, great captain. We had memories with this guy. It was PJ's birthday on that trip. We took one of our other buddy, a young dad, has 2 kids. For some reason, the stars didn't align, and he was a pilot of private jets. Flew all over the world for the richest people. And then he would sit there and wait until they wanted to fly their jets. So if they took him on boats, this guy had the life. But then he had 2 small kids and a wife. Ben. And we took Ben's ash. Ben crashed a plane, an experimental plane. His buddy talked him into it. Not talked him into it. He said, I bought this plane. I need to check it out. They were flying around out here in Concord. Just a couple up and down, making sure everything's working. Stars didn't line up for Ben. It messes with my brain because I've already accomplished everything that I need to accomplish. I would put myself in that seat in a heartbeat because that was a good dad. Here's to Ben. Anyway, we released Ben's ashes underwater at our favorite place, at Ben's favorite place, and we renamed a reef Ben's Reef. It's a magical place. It's at SBI. And that's where we got this guy. That's the story behind this. I have it all on video. I just have to really edit it right, and I gotta quit cussing. I also have a G-rated channel. It's gonna be Deckhand Dolly now. Little change. You go with the change. Who knew that my buddy Matt, and I met Matt through Dave's site, Your Saltwater Guide. You see how the universe is coming together for me? I'm not a fisherman. And these guys are taking me, and I'm like a little kid to them. My eyes, as a child, Dave was right. My dad couldn't handle me. All these questions. A big fish got on, he grabbed the rod and had to be the big man. As soon as I got into diving, which my dad got me into free diving. As soon as I got into scuba diving, this world was over. I meant what I now know what I was put on this earth to do. Kill fish with a spear gun, with tanks. Now, for the first 15 years, I got in fist fights, and I had death threats, and I told people my address and said, come play with me. It's the kind of individual I am. I gotta learn how to calm down to go against the board. And I'm gonna go up there and meet him. But before I do it, me and my buddies always go up to Sea Ranch. And we used to abalone dive. And when I say these are the guys that took me under their wings, and the girls, they took me under their wings. They said, calm down. I'll show you. But you need to calm down. You need to listen. So as we know, a narcissist doesn't listen. A narcissist is always right. I learned that this year, or 2 years ago when my daughter called me one. Same daughter that was on the dive boats. Captain Ian was like, I hope me and my daughter have a relationship like you. Yeah, I do too. I just hope they don't... I just hope everything works out for you guys. 90% of us get divorced. Listen, I'm not going to dig up shit for 22, 25 years ago, whatever it was. All I know is I was a great dad. I hung in there. I drove 8 hours. My wife was like yesterday, she goes, you drove so much. I mean, you don't have to do this. I'm like, driving does, it clears my head. I don't care if I'm on Highway 5. I'm looking over, I'm seeing a puppy all the way back. I know what we got to go through. I forgot a little bit because we haven't had a puppy in 3 years. And the bulldog's life is so fast. It's accelerated. My son's already past his teenage years. Every year, now he's just an old man. Things are going to start falling apart for him. I got to get it out there and make money. I have pet insurance, don't worry, but what I'm getting at is life goes fast. Nobody knows when it's going to end. The bullshit of kids not talking to their adult parents when they're adults, to me, is crazy. But I learned something in therapy. Yeah, I went to therapy to get my kids back in my life more. My ex deemed me as a crazy maniac, and I can't even deny it. You see me, you meet me, you see me yell at people that I shouldn't be yelling at because it puts your name out there. I won't put up with you. Eric Skelton. By the end of this, you are going to be my bitch. So you better be watching. Wardens, I know you watch. Warn your bitch boy that I'm coming for him. Because I'm going to go up there. I'm going to go up there. I want you to understand what I'm doing, Eric. I'm going to go up there the day before. I have a camper. I'm going to drive all the way up there. Get in the ocean. I'm going to take a magazine with me, a newspaper, with a date on it so you know there's no fakeage buffoonery. I'm going to dive and show you the abalone that you say we can't have for another 10 years. Dads can't teach sons. Dads can't teach daughters. Guys were crying, and you were sitting there smugging, laughing. We don't have enough research yet. Well, guess what, Eric? You're federally funded. I don't need this Melissa lady to tell me about Black History Month when Trump decided not to do it this year, but you guys in California are going to take a stand. Melissa, you little bitch. There's not one black person on your board. Do not tell me about Native Americans' rights when you don't even have an Indian up there. I'm going to bring an Indian friend, a young kid that I met on the internet. He makes his own jewelry from feathers and shit. I'm like, hey, I'm into taxidermy. What do you think about my stuff? He said, will you come to Sacramento with me? Can't pay you, but would you come up there? So Melissa, you want to talk about Indian rights? I'm bringing an Indian with me. He said I even can call him an Indian. I want to name him Chief, but I think that's a little too far. And Melissa, next time you talk about blacks, I have them in my family and I love them. You better have them in your family. Because if you're only going to give them 1 month, the shortest month of the year, you're a racist cunt. Yeah, I said it. This is why I got to calm down. I'm learning. Don't take your eye off the ball. I'm not going to drop this. I am the chosen one to go in there and let them know. I'm writing out speeches as we speak. I have a right to talk 1 minute. They're going to cut me down to 1 minute. Because they're going to say, you got to have Melissa tell you how to act and how to live and who to love and LGBTQ and all these things for the first day. So they're going to run out of time because everybody's going to be calling in. My buddy Dave has rounded the wagons. And I'm bringing Indians, Dave. I don't know if the guy wants to wear one of those feather ruffle things from his and I think if this Melissa bitch is gonna make us hear about Black History Month, which they should have every month. Let's just all be clear on that. Not the shortest month. Racist, Melissa. That's why we decided not to do it. If you push your agenda on me, I'm bringing an Indian. Maybe you can bring his whole tribe. My buddy Bill, his daughters learned because he married an Indian, and her dad was a real chief. He's dead. Otherwise, I'd bring him into the court. But his young daughters, when they were young, did the dance around. It's a beautiful dance. You want to talk about Native Americans and what you did to them, Melissa, and your family? But now you're all high and mighty because you went to college and you know these big words like narcissism. Jesus. I also will be bringing my pup, but I can't bring him into that little, unless they allow me to. I doubt it. My little Dolly's going to be following me around the world. My other two bulldogs are set in their ways. They ain't going anywhere. They don't even like going on car rides anymore. My son, when I first got him, danced on the front of my boat, jumped in the ocean after he saw seals. I'm like, had to jump in and grab him. Almost drowned out there. I'm like, dude, there's great whites in this water, Oliver. They come up to your boats. They bite at your engines. They're about the electric pulses, I guess. I don't know. This little bitch, Eric, on the board, well, he says he's a diver. And he made the biggest mistake last Wednesday because I got to watch him and I watched him like a hawk. This is how I learn. I read people. And he let it slip. He said the reason why we don't have abalone, are you ready for this? He believes fossil fuels. He believes how Gavin Newsom has been running the state. Gavin Newsom has left the building. He's into podcasting. He has to switch around his role. So now all of a sudden the gay kids shouldn't be fighting, playing basketball or whatever they do together. And he also, this Eric guy, had to be honest with people because we're calling in. There's no money for testing. There's no anything. You know, the guy on the first time that hit the computer and said, Moss Landing, after I yelled him, yep, just checked with everybody. There's nothing dead out there. 15 minutes later, I drive down there. It's 15 minutes away. There's a dead sea lion. No bite marks out of it. No reason for it to be dead. I don't know why it was dead. They had the lithium fire. Dead birds on the shore. No dead animals. All clear here. That's what he said. 15 minutes later, I showed him. I ain't calming down, Matt. I got to calm down while I'm there. So here's my plan. I need somebody to give me a real schedule and an address where I'm going to show up. Because I'm going to go diving the morning before. I'm going to be up for like 12 hours. I'm going to take actual footage and then I'm going to race to Sacramento. I'm going to keep my wetsuit on. I'm not going to pee in it, so I hope I don't smell like asparagus, because I'm going to be eating steak and asparagus. I'm going to stand there on the pulpit with my... I would like to have my shirt off, because I think that makes a statement, right? If I can't have my shirt off, I'll have a button-down shirt, like I wanted at the PCS show, but I forgot to bring my button-down shirt. I don't know. I'm not doing this for me. You guys are going to be watching. I'm going to tell them I want the cameras on me. They put cameras on you. I saw all the old people on that last meeting, all the ones that want MPAs, and he's promised them everything, and he can't promise them that anymore. They're turning on him. The liberals were eating each other. The old people, listen here, Sonny. You're telling me I can't speak now? I gave you $500 million in special interest. And this guy, Eric, he stuck to his thing. Fossil fuels, that's what did it! You can't have abalone season. Grandparents that have passed this down. Towns were built around abalone up north. And this guy, Eric, wants to say, I'm a diver, I relate to you. I relate to you. I got to do it in my lifetime. No, you didn't, you pasty little bitch. I call you out, Eric. You want to go diving? I'll take you at Moss Landing. Don't be scared. You guys said it's all clear to dive there. There's no lithium or no metal in the waters there. Don't eat the fish. You can't wash your boat with the water, the city water there. That's a little weird. But let's go diving, Eric. Because it's not going to affect us now. It's going to affect us in 20 years, and then they're going to do a class action suit, and everything's going to come out, and people are going to have cancers and tumors, and you'll be gone and had your life spanned, and nobody called you out. Well, for some reason, I relate to all of this. For some reason, I have such good friends. Some of them are wardens, that they call me and tell me if they're going to come to my house. Can't say that. Let me find out who's on his friends list. It wasn't anybody like that. They're not that dumb. We live in a different world than you, Eric. We don't think we're above people. We're more dangerous because we're street smart and we can read people. My dad taught me to read people. I read you. You're a scared little bitch that thinks you have power. You have no power. You have nowhere to go. Trump's my president. For the next 4 years, you're not getting any funding. Bob, I do communicate well because I speak the truth, but here's the problem. I go red. Like Dave texted me why I was yelling at him last time and said, mellow. You're a little. For me, Dave's like, I'm not deranged. I'm not some guy that met Dave off the internet and says, oh, I'm just like him. I don't tell anybody I'm like them. I know when I'm like somebody. I know when I can relate to somebody. I know when somebody's a good person. If you're a Democrat, you're not a good person. I apologize. My mom's one. She's a good person. She's just confused. I don't know how they got to her. They got to all those old ladies. And the ones that want MPAs in Laguna, I heard on Dave's show, it's all about their money. Make sure their house values go up. I never even thought of that. And if anybody was watching can tell Dave, I'm listening. But I'm forming my own opinion. What's going on, Jeff? Jeff, it's going to be exciting. I would like you to go, Jeff. You're a Bitcoin guy. Hey, Jeff, I'm going to go diving the day of the next thing, and then I'm driving to Sacramento in my wetsuit, and I'm going to go to the commissioner board. You know, the guys that sit there and sit. Here's what they do. Here's why I had a problem with the wardens before, is they use them as their weapons. They use them as their own personal army. Your own tax dollars. Don't get mad at the wardens. God damn, they're strong men and women. It's a goddamn tough job. They know how to read people. When they step on your boat, Dave's right. They already know if there's a violation on that boat. Now it's up for the younger ones to find it because they got to build their careers up. Those are like baby rattlesnakes. A young warden is like a baby rattlesnake. He has to build a career. He cannot give mercy to people. The older guys are like, hey, listen, just fill out your card next time before you jump in the water. If you're a guy like me that runs his mouth, Jesus, I'm open game. I was under investigation 5 times. I have it all documented. I went out to, I'm not going to say what I talked about, but I went out to the captain out here because nobody would respond. So I called Sacramento. I called every captain of every city. You're going to investigate me. And I was under investigation this time because Monterey Harbor Master owns a dive boat. Yeah, he says he doesn't. His wife does. It's a commercial dive boat. No hunting, no fishing. Now Jeff knows this. He's been on my boat. Wardens came up. He's running a business. Tell me now, or I'm going to give you a ticket. Jeff smokes his blunt and laughs at him. Says, you know what I got? I got Bitcoin, bitch. I've even had to tell Jeff, hey, don't give them disrespect. Jeff's not that kind of guy. Anyway, Jeff, if anybody wants to join me, we're going to go dive. We're not going to touch the abalone. If you want to feed kelp to an abalone, they're on top of each other. They're on top of each other and they're 12, 13 inches. It's all a lie what they're telling you right now. No science behind it. Just this guy Eric's ego. I have to be right. Man, Eric, I'm gonna calm down. I'm not even gonna yell at you. I will look at you like this, so if you need a safe space, you better have a safe space. I think it's the bathroom in Starbucks is your safe space. That's my own opinion. Show up to the meeting on time, Eric. Don't tell us how you're a diver, Eric, because you're not a diver. You are a treasonous American. And I'm going to hang you virtually through words. I know you think you're smarter than me, Eric. Probably went to a Ivy League college. Eric, you get color in your face when you actually go out in the sun. You're Casper white. You're blue white. Meanwhile, I got Melissa over there telling me how the blacks should have 1 month a year. Shame on you, Melissa. You're racist as fuck. Justin, how you doing, brother? Your puppy's, or my puppy, is in great shape. Into the family, already taken on my other bulldogs. Penelope's had a misfit. Wasn't mean to her, just is pouting all day. She's learned her new position in this wolf pack. And if anybody knows anything about dogs, they respond to the most dominant thing. And I am the most dominant thing in my family. Nothing against my wife, she'll punch you out faster than me. But I'm dominant. So whatever I says is a law of the land. And it's adjustment because we really love, if you've had a third kid, you know what I'm talking about. I will not let Eric take 4 fish away from me. I want to talk to the guy on the board that said that he owns a duck hunt and wanted us to have 4 out of the 5. Screw you. Stand up. Have a backbone there, bud. Because if you got on that board and you wanted to make a change because all these people are liberals, because I saw you all fighting, then you better have our back. We better get 5 of these fucking sand bass. Unanimously. Otherwise, I'm coming to every one of your meetings. It's my God-given right. And I will talk for a minute every time. I'll make it 2. I mean, you got wardens in the back. I already checked out the room. I saw the cameras. There's one on each door with guns and tasers. You got the main guy right there. I guarantee there'll even be more because they know I'm coming. Maybe not. Maybe that's just my ego. I'm coming in my wetsuit. But I'll have my camper out in the parking lot, so if I have to go change and shower, I will. I might even do a wardrobe change, a hat change like Lisa. I don't know. Dave, you want a saltwater guide hat on when I'm yelling at him? I don't think you do. I don't think Promar does. I'll wear my Seawolf one for that. And then I'm going to come back. Because I'm a narcissist, so I know how to rip people apart, and then I know when to go in and build them back up so they'll be my friend. I don't want you to be my friend, Eric. I don't want you to be my friend, Melissa. You're racist. You're the reason why our country is the way it is. You want to keep us all hating each other. 90% of us said no more. You're losing at everything, and you're digging your heels in, and you're showing your colors. When you told us we need 10 more years on abalone, it struck a nerve to me. You thought I was a problem before? Holy Toledo. Eric, you bitch boy. You boy that doesn't even go outside in the water. Do not compare yourself as a diver. This is our God-given right to be able to do this with our friends and family and kids. I'm not even into politics. I'm into Americans. And I have buddies that I've watched show me how to go get abalone, how to prepare it. We have great weekends. We throw money at the town that we're in. And Eric wants to save the abalone because it's in declining numbers. It's not in declining numbers. We've done this every year for 5 years since you've done it because we have such a great time. We even did it during COVID and sat in a hot tub. I sat right next to my buddy Davey, and he called me, said, "Hey, everybody, I came down with COVID. Y'all have to go get checked." Hey, Dave, Jesus. Not Dave Hansen, sorry. Davey is his name. I'm not giving his last name. Listen, I'm not scared of the COVID. It was a lie. It was a way to control us. Shut down the ocean. They locked down our boat launches. Why? I can't go out on my boat and go fishing. I don't even know how to fish. I was going to try it just to be socially distancing and get out there and experience life. No. They put chains up on our things. If you cut the chains, the wards would come. So what did I do at my advanced age? I put my tanks on and walked down cliffs. I went diving and I killed things. I didn't stop my life at all. I made myself into an essential person. They need people to go remove homeless in California. Good job. If it was true what they said about COVID, guess what? All the homeless would have died first. My job would have been extinct. It thrived. I don't care what side you stand on. I really don't. God damn it. I got friends on both sides. I got my mommy on that side. I don't leave anybody behind. I'm not a Marine. But fuck, I have that mentality. I told my mom, listen, this is going to be a hard 4 years for you, but your son has you, no matter what. Can you imagine if my mom would have died during COVID and I couldn't even gone to bury her? It happened. People lived through it. And we have this guy on board, Eric. Fossil fuels, he said, is the reason why we lost our abalone. They won't say anything about the lithium fire. Fossil fuels. And what did Trump say? Drill, baby, drill. Guess what? California, I think it's the EPA, the smart people can back me up, is gone. They're firing up a fuel refinery since 1970 it's been closed. Eric, you're a dinosaur and you need to be exterminated from the board. As a matter of fact, take Melissa with you. I think you guys have lesbian sex. I don't think you have a penis, boy. He's white, I can call him boy. And by the way, if you want to side on the racist side, look at Melissa. She only wanted to give you 1 month out of the year. Black History Month, February, shortest month of the year. She also is a white woman that was telling you how Native Americans have all these rights. I didn't see a Native American up there, Melissa. This is what I'm going to talk to you about, but I need to control myself. So I'm going to be in a wetsuit. I'm not going to pee myself. I'll have sand on me. I'll have flip-flops on. I'll have a shirt. I'll wear one of my hats because I don't want any potential sponsors or any potential anybody to. Listen, this is my thing. I will listen to my elders. I wish I could have people that know what they're talking about in my ear because I only know one thing. And this is what I'm good at. I know how to go in and I know how to drop a bomb and make everybody hate each other, just like our government does. I am that person. My daughter is not wrong on that aspect. That's why I thought I was a narcissist. I'm not scary. I'm a 54-year-old male that's out of shape. I dominate the ocean. I dominate with this. I dominate with halibut in the halibut season. Let me just switch gears here real quick. We'll leave Eric and Melissa alone for a little bit. And don't worry the rest of the board. Coyote lady that's in charge, get off the board. You don't even know what a coyote is. To the wardens, I'll give you all the respect. I don't even want to be on your radar. God damn it, I don't want to be on your radar. I got myself out of being on your radar, and I was happy. I had all the wardens off against leaving me alone in my area because I went in and talked to the head guy, and all he wants to do is retire, and he only has 4 more years. He has to conform to what they say. This guy said it's fossil fuel. He doesn't believe it's fossil fuel, or maybe he does. I can't talk for my captain. Eric, I think he thinks you're a bitch, just like I think you're a bitch. %90 of Americans, you can argue with me all you want, are on the same side. We're tired of government from both sides pitting us against each other, telling us we have to hate this race, or we have to love this race, giving everything to anybody but Americans. And this is a part that's going to be very hard for me, people, because I'm not used to going a different route. Everything has worked out in my life for 54 years, and it works out perfectly. What's going on, my guy? There you are. There's your flags. Great job. Listen, if you're 14 like you said you are, you have to leave my channel. Otherwise, just stay here and say you're 18. Wink, wink. There. I did my part. Don't put that guy in timeout. He's learning American language. I hope he takes notes from this American. Be a man when you grow up, young man. Don't let people put you down. Do not let them tell you without science. Listen, follow science. If you're going to use science and you're going to use these big professional words on me, sustainability, I'm going to take that sustainability, I'm going to shove it right up your butt. I'm going to go take this lobster that you said I should have thrown back because it's over 100 years old. I'm going to take all the meat out. I'm going to turn it into sausages. And this one's all going to be just hamburger meat. There's not going to be any sausage behind it. They're just going to grind it up for me. And this one, I can actually charge for because I didn't get it. I was on the trip. I wish I would have got it because it would have made me money. We were in a pool. It's one of my buddy I've been diving with for 20 plus years. And he drove it all the way to me today just to make sure I had it for the lobster closer because I said I'm not doing this afterwards. I mean, I'm in a gray area. I don't want them at my house. I don't want to give them an excuse to come here. There's nothing here that they can find, of course. I told you, wardens like me. I had a warden over here drinking a beer with me, looking around saying, you have 9 felonies in sight right now. What? That's how dumb I was. Eric, you want to figure out which one those are? Go fuck yourself. I don't snitch. And I don't do anything wrong. Gotta get a lobster. Hey, Justin's gonna be on tonight. I'm excited. I'm fired up. Lisa's gonna be on there. I don't know who else. I know they needed 4 to go, and I knew Lisa really wanted to go, and she's gonna be doing hat changes. Your Saltwater Guide will be live. Go watch it. It's 6:30. I'm 3 minutes over my allotted time. I will be going live, but not during Justin's show, out of respect. Thank you for supporting me. My video went huge today, over 10,000 initially for Facebook. I can't check Instagram right now. I think it was at 500. YouTube, I didn't even put it out there yet because I'm going to promote it even more. I do know what I'm doing in social media now. And I'm a guy that didn't even make it out of high school. I know how to promote myself. I know I need to change. I've always been, everybody has always said I'm immature. Matter of fact, my first wife said that. And I listened to her. So you think I'm immature and you're 2 years older than me. Let me go find my soulmate that's 10 years my senior. And wow, what a ride we've had for 20 plus years. And we've been through everything. We have. And when you go get another puppy, another human being, I have a responsibility for 10 more years if everything goes right with this dog. Sure, she could be on the dive boat, get excited, jump off because she saw something and she knows how to swim because I'm going to teach her how to swim, or she'll have a life vest on and get eaten by a shark. Then hashtag great parenting goes to hashtag terrible parenting. I'm willing to gamble that. Same with my daughter. I took her diving with me. She was dominant. She was having the time of her life. And I put it out there on social media and it was hurting her mommy, my ex-wife. He's not supposed to be the fun person. I am. So she had to get her daddy to pay her way through college not to talk to me. Talk about low. Talk about narcissism. Bruce, you're a terrible person. Enjoy it. And just like you told me in court when I was mad and laughed at me, because I lost it in court. That's why I know I can't lose it up here with these professionals. It's life lessons. You learn. And if you're a true warrior, you adjust and adapt to the situation. So this is me evolving. This is me adjusting. And Eric, you're fucked. Melissa, you're fucked. Matter of fact, Melissa, you ready for this? Pull your pantyhose up, bitch. I have a half-black brother. Oh no. What about your Black History Month? 1 month a year, Melissa? You are the problem, Melissa. You're on my radar. We're Americans. We're all mixed. You're fucked. But I gotta learn not to cuss. And if you guys do want, it's gonna be Deckhand Dolly as a new. It's not there yet. I do have a website, or I do have a YouTube page for it's Dolly Dolls World right now. You can subscribe. Don't worry, I'm gonna get it all worked out. My wife was gone. She's my brain. She's gonna fix it. Deckhand Dolly sticks. Because I was gonna run into problem with Dolly's World and with Dolly Parton. She already has every kind of way you can say it. So that's just me adjusting. I've been at the bottom and I've made myself on the top my whole life. And when I get to the top and people meet me, they know I'm true. I have that weird knack. But I also have the fight in me because of how I was raised. So some people would call abusive being spanking your kids. Deckhand Dolly. Deckhand Dolly it is, my guy. And thank you for that. Thank you for coming to my show and putting me straight, because I was telling my wife, this house complete. But my question I even asked Justin, the Deckhand Sports, they have the bag that I crawled out of. Because if those guys used to be deckhands, you got to understand, I don't know how it works now. But back in the day, you had to start off as a deckhand and work your way up that ranks. And when you're a deckhand, that captain is going to put you to the test, going to yell at you, going to make you get up at midnight to go get the anchor because they got to move for their clients. And you got to put scuba gear on and because they couldn't get the anchor up. And get a crowbar and go down there while the boat's moving. That's a deckhand on a dive boat. I've also been on the fishing boats where I'm ankle deep in blood of bluefin. And the deckhands are all helping people, showing them how to do it, untangling lines, baiting up fish, working 15, 16 hours, getting up, cleaning toilets, cleaning up vomit if it's rough seas. That's a deckhand. That's a real man and woman that does that. Cheers to us hard workers. Cheers to us Americans that doesn't say we're going to go with what our government says. And I don't care what side you're on. You can cheers anyway. Pat yourself on the back. 90% of us said, let's do this. Here in California, Eric wants you to know fossil fuels is the reason for everything. Not the lithium batteries. Eric, lithium is all owned by China. We have the #1 commodity in the world, the purest oil. Drill, baby, drill. Quick note. From Santa Barbara to Santa Cruz Island, if you don't drill, it comes out of the earth. I've been in the channel where I thought an oil tanker sunk. That's how much oil is in there. You can smell it, you can see it, it's all over your boat, and then you get to the island and it's all pure. So you don't want to pump it, it's going to come out. They don't want to tell you that. I got video of it, Eric. Eric, you're not in my world. You're not a diver. You're somebody that's been brainwashed, and it's my bitch that I'm going to bend you over and fuck you in the ass. Good night, everybody. No more cussing. I get it.